श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत रामचंद्राय नमः सदा शिवाय नमः हनुमते नमः। राम राम भक्तजनों, such a cold morning. Many of you still came over for satsang. Thank you for coming. It's your love for Bhagavan. It's not easy to get up on a cold morning, especially when you don't have to go to work. It's a little more challenging in the sense that it goes to show that your determination, I must go to Mandir today, I must go for puja today, I must go for darshan today. So that willpower allows us to get up. So for the past weeks, we've been looking at this beautiful prasanga from Ramcharitamanas. This, the title of the Katha is Narada Moha. Narad was influenced by Moha, this great sage of Vishnu Bhagavan. And as this whole episode would reveal to us that delusion or moha attachment influences everyone. We have to be strong, pyari, in the spiritual path. One has to be really strong and always has to be on the lookout. So last week we concluded where Narad Muni received to himself, he felt that he received the beauty of Vishnu Bhagavan. He was the most handsome person in that gathering. And that gathering was a Swayamvara for Vishwamohini, she who enchants the entire universe. Again, it was a fictitious kingdom Bhagavan prepared out of his Maya, Yoga Maya, to teach Narad Muni and all of us an important lesson, how we should deal with moha, how we should deal with delusion, how we should deal with attachment, all these negative forces that are there that prevent us from understanding who we really are. So Narad Muni was there. He sat there in the audience and excuse me. As Vishwamohini came out, the princess came out with the mala in her hand, the garland in her hand. And the tradition goes like, when there's a swayamvar where the bride chooses her husband, the ceremony will start, and then she would make her entrance into the pavilion, and then she would look at all the suitors, all the kings, everyone who was invited to be part, all the young men who were invited to be part of the swayamvar, and at the end she would place a garland around the neck of the person she chooses. That's how the tradition goes. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Cold is bothering all of us. Thank you. So she came out with a garland in her hand and she was looking around. Vishnu Bhagavan, of course, created this Maya. So as she looked around, Narad Muni, you know, sometimes you're in an audience and you feel this word entitlement. Some people feel that they're entitled to certain things. We hear it sometimes. You're from a certain race, you're from a certain religion, you're a certain family, you feel you're entitled to get the best treatment and everything you should get with the exception of everyone else. Sometimes we feel like that. And we hear it especially in the political world and today, entitlement from certain kind of people. They believe they're entitled to have everything good and everyone else who's not like them should get everything bad. Entitlement, we feel this, you know, it's such a powerful word. So because he felt he received the beauty of Vishnu Bhagavan, he felt that he was entitled to be in that audience and he was the only one Vishwamohini should have chosen. He was deluded. Moha took over his heart, so he couldn't think properly. This is the power of moha. So as Narad Muni sat there, the princess came, he would move from one location to another. She was coming in this direction, he went in front of her. Then she saw the hideous looking, this ugly looking person there. Remember, he got the face of a bandar, an ugly looking body. Vishnu Bhagavan wanted to teach his bhakta an important lesson. So every time this ugly looking person moves from one location to another, the prince was coming, he jumped from here. Narad felt he was so handsome. To him, he was the most handsome person, the most qualified person. Entitlement was there. So he moved from one location to the next. And every time he came next in the direction she was coming, she would turn away and look at the other direction. because she was afraid of this hideous-looking person. You were angry. He looked, why she's not going in my direction? I'm so handsome. And in that audience, there were two Shivagan, two devotees of Bhagavan Shiva. And when Torna said to Narada Muni, they could have recognized him with his kurup, his ugly-looking form. And they said, talking among themselves, so that Narada Muni could have heard. They were gaslighting him, so to speak. Are bhaiya, this gentleman next to us here, they knew it was Narada Muni. He is the embodiment of beauty. He's such a handsome person. Bhagwan created him out of his own hands. And he is the most eligible person in this audience. The princess will certainly place a garland around his neck. Narada Muni heard that and he puffs his chest up. Yes, I am. My friends, when you look at these words and you look at the Katha, we all behave like this sometimes. Isn't that true? If you don't behave like this, if you didn't behave like this sometimes, I don't know, sadhu, you're a saint. We think like this sometimes. So he didn't know that they were just indirectly, they were mocking him, so to speak. So a bewildered mind is always captivated by transient pleasures of this world. When you're bewildered, you do not understand the true meaning of things. And the statement says, a deluded mind seeks only material pleasure of the senses. A deluded person, I should say, feels the world revolves around him or her, and only he or she should get all the good things. Such an entitled person believes that it is a birthright to get everything good. While this was going on, he moved from one location to the next. He would move in the opposite direction. Vishnu Bhagwan made his appearance. As a handsome prince entered the assembly, and the princess Vishwa Mohini placed a garland around his neck, and she, of course, he left with the princess. Narada Muni was very angry. Why she didn't choose me? She should have chosen me. So our Katha starts here this morning after Doha number 133 of Balkan, Chaupai number 4. Let us sing the Chaupai, after which we look at the meaning. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai 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 Rama सो चरित विशेषा सो स्वरूप नृप कन्या देखा श्री राम जय जय रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा मरकट बदन भयंकर देहि मरकट बदन भयंकर देहि देखत हृदय क्रोध भाते देखत हृदय क्रोध भाते श्री राम जय जय रामा राम जय जय रामा राम जय जय रामा श्री राम जय जय रामा princess saw this hideous-looking person, and she would move from one location to another, and as the Shiva Gan, they were talking about the beauty of Narad Muni. You see, this word moha, my friends, when moha takes over our judgment, moha means delusion. And it's beautifully described here. The word moha comes from the Sanskrit root moha, which means to confuse. That which is right appears to be wrong, and that which is wrong appears to be right, when the mind is influenced by moha. The notion of mamakar, of I and mine, is moha. Anytime, just judge yourself, recognize yourself. Anytime you lay clay and think it is mine, no one should touch it, it belongs to me, and I am the only one who would enjoy the benefit, that's a sign of moha. For a bhakta, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. We are blessed with pleasures, artha and kama, security and pleasure. We have to use them. We are given that. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, the four human ends. Artha and kama, use them, security and pleasure. Use them with the understanding that they're only lent to me for a few days. Please don't lay claim. I'm telling you, and I also lay claim sometimes. We all lay claim. All of us lay claim sometimes. Because, kya lekar aaya? What have we brought with us? What are we taking with us? We're not taking anything. We know these things. Still, we lay claim, it belongs to me and I'm the only one, I'm going to pass it on from here to there. No. Use it to the best of your ability. Prabhu, you bless me, whatever you're blessed with, whatever talent, whatever material comfort, wealth, or whatever you're blessed with, is your karma from previous birth and Bhagavan's kripa. Use it. Use it with the intention that I am going to use it to serve humanity at the same time. What little benefit is there for me, I'm going to take it. And if I can help society, help humanity in the process, I'll do it. Then the mind will not be influenced by moha. So Narad Muni felt that he was entitled to this princess. This all started because of this thought came in his mind while he was meditated upon the banks of Ganga Devi, and Indra sent Kamdev to distract him. Because anyone who does meditation, Indrahood, the king of the devas, is a temporary position. One has to do certain tapasya, certain penance. One has to reach certain spiritual heights, and then one will take that throne of Indra. So the devas take turn. Some sadhus also, because of their tapasya, they do penance in order to gain the throne of Indra. So it started when Indra saw Narad Muni meditating. And he sent Kamadev. Then Narad felt so powerful. I'm so powerful with my spiritual powers. I've defeated lust. Went to Bhagavan Shiva. Bhagavan Shiva said, if you go to Vaikunth, because Narad Muni travels from one planet to the other, please do not mention to Vishnu Bhagavan. Because Bhagavan Shiva knew that Vishnu will place Narad Muni in a position whereby he would remove the root of his arrogance, the root of the moha, the root of his delusion. He didn't listen. So we are placed in situations sometimes where Bhagavan has our interests at heart. Sometimes our earthly parents teach us, give us an important lesson in life, put us in such a way where we go through a little bit of difficulties, or in certain situations whereby we can learn from challenges in life, for the betterment of us. So Narad Muni became bewildered. He couldn't think properly. Jara Chopai tells us this was his reaction. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 Muni Ati Bikhal Mohamati Nathi. Muni Ati Bikhal Mohamati Nathi. आठी श्री राम जय जय राम
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 तब हर गन बोले मुस्काई तब हर गन बोले मुस्काई निज मुख मुकुर बिलोक हो जाई निज मुख मुकुर बिलोक हो जाई श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम मुनि अति बिकल मोहमति थाही मणि गिरी गए छूटे जनु गाठी and he was utterly bewildered. According to Tulsidas, the foundation, because of his moha, his attachment, he became confused. Why she didn't choose me? He was ready to create a scene. And sometimes when we don't get our way, we behave like that. Isn't that true? You see, in Vedanta, we are told that the body matures at a certain age. Not the human body matures at a certain age. At what age the mind matures? That's our responsibility, to have a mature mind, slowly, to grow in such a way with devotion, with understanding, with scriptural knowledge, so that the mind can mature. Now we see some elderly people behave like children sometimes. You don't see it? A child, the toy is there, the child wants the phone, the child will cry, create a thing. Give the child the phone for 5 minutes, puts it down and they'll play with somebody else. We behave like that sometimes to adults. We want something, we will create a big scene. I want it. And when you get it, I want something else. I don't want it. So when does the mind mature? It's our responsibility. The body matures by itself. You just nourish the body will grow. Any conscious being, an animal or human being, the body, as long as you take nourishment and you avoid major accidents, the body will grow and the body will mature. Take the example of a cow or any animal. As long as you provide nutrients for the animal will grow. But an animal does not have the ability to have a mature mind. It's programmed to work a certain way. Whatever knowledge the animal needs is given already. But you and I have to work on the mind, my friends. इसलिए हमारे पास बुद्धि है. We have evolved intelligence. So we have to try to make the mind mature. Scriptural knowledge, meditation, tapasya, puja, penance will give us that inner composure so the mind becomes mature and we do not react to situations. So he was utterly bewildered. For infatuation, moha has robbed him of his senses. He couldn't think properly. Moha robbed him of his reasons. He felt, and the beautiful example, mani giri gai chutai janugati. Tulsidas is saying he felt as if a gem had dropped from a loose knot. Imagine there is a gem and there's a loose knot. The person placed the gem here and there's no knot to keep it together. The gem just fell off and got lost. In a simile, why? Why not me? Why did she choose? He didn't know Vishnu Bhagavan came as the handsome prince and she chose him. Why not me? Tava Haragana Bole Musukai. Then the two attendants of Bhagavan Shiva, who were gaslighting him, who was really mocking him, were just egging him on, so to speak. You're so handsome, why not you? Why not you? She should choose you. Oh, handsome looking person. Tava Haragana Bole Musukai. Smiling, they said to Narad Muni, Nij mukh mukr bilo kahu jai. Go and look at your face in a mirror. And what was the mirror at that time? Water. You go before water and you look at your face. Clear water. So just go and look at your face, and then you know why she didn't choose you. Wake up call for all of us. Apne aap ko dekhiye. So their last chaupai, and then we will conclude. Narad Muni went, and he couldn't believe his eyes. He thought he was the most handsome person because he prayed to Vishnu Bhagavan. And he asked, Prabhu, give me your beauty so that I can enchant this princess and I'll marry her. Sara Chaupai says, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram
Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
अस कही दो भागे भय भारी. अस कही दो भागे भय भारी. बदनम दीखी मुनि बारी निहारी. बदन दीख मुनि बारी निहारी. श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा. श्री राम जय जय रामा. श्री राम जय जय रामा.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
देश बिलो की क्रोध अति बाढ़ी. देश बिलो की क्रोध अति बाढ़ी. तिन्ह ही साप दीन अति गाढ़ी. तिन्ह ही साप दीन अति गाढ़ी. श्री राम जय जय रामा. श्री राम जय जय
Rama.
श्री राम जय जय रामा.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
रामा. अस कई दो भागे भय भारी. Having said that, the Shiva Ganan told Narad Muni, Jao, pani mein dekho. Go and look at your face in a mirror. They ran away in great fear. Bada nadi ke muni bari nihari. Narad Muni went to a clear spot of water and looked at his face. Then realization dawned upon him. Besha bilo ki krodha ati badhi. He grew furious when he saw his ugly looking bandar roop, hideous looking form. He thought he was the most handsome person. His entitlement was there. I should have done this. She should have chosen me. Tinna hi saapadin hai ati gaadhi. And then he pronounced a dreadful imprecation. Imprecation is a better word in English, not curse. Curse has negative meaning as well. A terrible, this dreadful slap he declared upon both of the Shivagan as they ran away. What was his slap? We'll speak about that not next week because of Mahashivratri, but the following week. So for now we see the power of moha, of delusion. We really have to be on guard, my friends. As a spiritual aspirant, remember I told you earlier, if the mind does not mature, then we behave like a little child. The moment the mind becomes mature, pyare, you know who you are. We chanted Nirvan Shatakam just now. Aap to Shiva hai. But then the question is asked, Panditji, if I commit an unethical action, would Atma face the consequences? You remember, Atma does not change. Atma does not, because Atma does not experience the difficulties of the body. For a person who goes through difficulties in life, it's only the bodily level. Nothing touches Atma. Remember this. There's a prayer we used to recite back home. I heard some people say it, but उस समय आज भी कुछ भी नहीं जानता. Still, I do not know anything when it comes to dharma because it's an ocean, vast, unfathomable ocean of knowledge. कौन जानते हैं? There's a prayer. Most of you know it. Papo ham pap karma to galat. How can Atma be pap? And still people say it. Of course, Sanskrit nahi jante, isliye they know Sanskrit, so they say it. Papo ham pap karma ham pap atma papa sambhava. You don't say that as a bhakta. How can Atma be pap? Atma to sakshat Shiva hai. Atma Shivoham Shivoham. Atma Ishwar hai. And how can Atma be pap? A source of pap. How can we have a sinful Atma? That is why it's so important for leaders to have a basic understanding in Sanskrit. It's the foundation of the dharma. You can speak in any language, any mother tongue, but you must understand Sanskrit as a Hindu to know what you're saying with these mantras. That's why we don't say it at the Mandir here. Some other Mandirs you go, they say it. Nahi jante. So this awareness, bodily pain, joy that we feel at the bodily level, nothing touches Atma. Atma, the sources of Atma is Anand, is bliss. So the temporary happiness that we experience, sensual pleasure that we experience for a few fleeting moments, is only at the bodily level. Whatever pain, we get up, after 30, 40s, you can't get up properly, the pain in the joints. 60s, you need assistance to pick you up. But Bhagavan bless some of you can get up without any pain at 60. That's only the bodily level. Nothing touches awareness. Sakshat Shiva hai, Sakshat Brahman hai. Nothing can touch that. So that's why using this word pap as a sinner in Sanatana Dharma, one has to be careful when we use this word as a sinner. In this Dharma, no one is a sinner, pyare. We all only make mistakes. Remember this. We make wrong choices in life, mistake. Narad Muni, his wrong choices. He fell in love and he felt that he was entitled to marry this princess. And that from one led to the other, to the other, to the total breakdown of his personality. His thinking, moha, he was bewildered, he couldn't think properly. So we see, learn from this prasanga what we ought not to do. बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।